if a teenage girl came to me and said, I want to become a CEO of a company, I would tell her to basically to go for it. And then some of the things I would encourage her to learn at an early age are get involved with as many sorts of volunteer activities as you can, so you can learn how to work with people, and particularly in a volunteer setting, there's a lot of consensus building that has to happen, and a lot of, but you're bound together by a common purpose, and so it really teaches you that while the process might be a little messy, if you have the common purpose, you can get there. And so I think those are very valuable lessons to learn. I would also encourage her to learn as much about the world and about people as possible. It's great to have technical skills, business skills, financial skills, getting the baseline of skills there, but really being successful in a work environment is about how you can get along and motivate and influence people. Well, if I'm having a bad day, it's my responsibility not to take it out on anybody else. I feel like I need to be the most conscientious about how I show up and how I present to people, more than anyone in the company. It's very important for me to show up positive and particularly in tough times, hopeful and confident in the organization. Some of the things I do to manage my stress, exercise a lot, try and get enough rest, try and eat well, so taking care of those aspects of my life as well as my work life. I've certainly been over the years in where I've worked too much and spent too much time at work, and then there's a point of diminishing returns. So I've learned over the years to balance that I need to take care of my physical well-being as well as my social and mental well-being. Always, business is never far from my mind, and so if anybody's willing to listen, I'll talk to them about it. I think in the last 20 years, we've certainly seen the rise of the celebrity CEO. My opinion is that sometimes that works, but oftentimes you have these companies that chug along and consistently produce great results, and you've never heard of their CEO. And so I think that a lot of the attention lavished on CEOs might actually be detrimental at times to the company performance, because then it becomes about the CEO and not about the company. And one of my goals as the owner of a company is to create value in the company, and particularly in a creative services business, the less the value of the organization is tied to the owner or the CEO, the more valuable the organization is, because it can stand on its own and it can produce consistently a great service and a great product for clients. It's not contingent on one person. Most days I look forward to going to work. Some days we have tough decisions to make, or things might not be going as well, and so those days are a little bit harder. But again, I think it goes back to seeing employees engaged, enjoying what they do, having great client relationships, and producing great work for clients, and interacting well with each other. It's when those things happen that it definitely creates a lot of joy and pride. I think that in hard times that's when you can really strengthen the company. And so some of the things I've seen in our company over the last few months, while some of our clients' business has been down, and we've definitely had to adjust, revenue forecasts and spending forecasts and those sorts of things. What I've seen is that the team has gotten stronger. They're working better together than ever before. They're producing greater work than ever before. And so I'm completely optimistic and confident that as things start turning around over the next, who knows, 6, 8, 12 months, that our company is going to be poised to really accelerate its growth and stronger than it's ever been. I think having your own business and having the opportunity to accept full responsibility for the success or failure of something is a great learning experience. And sure, you might fail, but if you never try it, then you don't know how deep you can dig, or how much you can rely on yourself to accomplish something. And so regardless of if it's CEO of a company or as an individual, I think that you can take on the responsibility attitude of a CEO regardless of what position you're in. It absolutely takes courage. It takes courage in your ideas and in your abilities and in your ability to get along with other people and inspire them and motivate them to do something that you believe in. Yeah, I would like to be remembered as somebody who created a great organization that lives on, and one that has a great set of values and beliefs and lives those every day, that it's not just some other advertising agency that's selling people some stuff, but that it's an organization grounded in core values that are overall beneficial to the community and that produces business results for clients. I think our organization is different in the philosophy upon which it's built. The advertising industry is pretty full of big egos and a lot of celebrity type personas, and so we've really tried to create a team model that the team creates a success, and we found that the folks who come here and stay here really enjoy working like that, and that the recognition is shared, but that ultimately they know they can rely on each other to produce a great product, and it's not one person standing in the limelight getting all the credit while there are a bunch of other people running around doing all the work. Now, change is hard, and definitely we've had folks within the organization who, as we've changed, haven't changed along with it. But I think you've got to constantly be looking at your business model, at how you work with clients, at the types of services that you provide, particularly in advertising and marketing with online and the advent of online, and the ability to track return on investment a lot closer. There are so many changes that you cannot just rely on the tried and true structures that were in place, from the 30s on. Those days are over. Clients' budgets are gone. You've got to be a lot more nimble in how you work with clients. Businesses in Seattle is different. In a few ways. I think with being such a high-tech hub, business has been reinvented from both the perspective of how people dress when they go to work, how there's still a lot of seriousness about business and about getting things done and about making money and all those things, but there's a much more collegial attitude about it. And so sure, there are formal business situations where you need to get dressed up and show up, but oftentimes it's let's get together and talk about something and make it happen. And so a lot less formal, but equally, if not more, results driven. Yeah, Seattle's definitely much more laid back than, say, the East Coast or the Midwest. Yeah, it's particularly for creative firms. I've read studies where people are more creative if they're comfortable in what they're wearing, and so in our organization, people can come in a bikini for all I care, as long as they get the work done. Obviously, there are client-facing folks who dress up a little bit more, but the creatives, they need to be comfortable so that they can express their creativity. I am a voracious reader, and so read everything from business books to books about emotional intelligence to fiction to nonfiction.